to take you into this process. I'm going to be working on some of this mysterious stuff back here to see what I can do with that with acrylic, where I have to move faster than I'm used to with oils. Still want to get some interesting. I've got too much black here. Anyway, keep your paper towels around. But I want to show some of that dark, mysterious, unknown, and have it be interesting, not, kind of not scary vibing, but interesting. I think sometimes what I'm trying to remember right now when we're in the middle of unknowns, anything is possible, and trying to teach my brain or remind my brain that when we don't know and anything's possible, we can imagine worst case scenario or we can imagine best case scenario, and which makes me feel better and which gives me more energy to get up and do my day and do what I need to do, get done what I need to get done, and do inspiring work that I can put my heart into. Because I know when I'm freaking out, it's really hard to pour your love into things when you're scared. So that is what I'm trying to do, is to find a sense of curiosity about the mystery rather than paranoia, and I don't know, just I want to be inspired by what's possible, and I want to be inspired about, how can I contribute to something good coming out of this time, for myself, for the people I love, with my collectors and people that enjoy my work. Like, how can we inspire and give each other a sense of hope and possibility, and also like empowerment, that we can actually be a part of creating a world that we believe in, and rather than expecting somebody to come and save us, like a perfect politician or whatever, because I just don't think that's realistic. And I think it can be more fun to look at, like, how are we each called to be a part of creating something beautiful in the way we do our lives, in the way we build our communities, our imagination. Let our imagination inspire, like, what's possible. And what do they say? The best and worst use of imagination is, the worst use of imagination is freaking out. I'm sure I'm not quoting that at all correctly. The best use of imagination is, innovation and possibility and so many good things. So we may as well use our imagination for a more enjoyable way of doing things. So this is where, get your paper towels near you, because the acrylics do dry fast, and I don't want them ruining my petals. So anyway, the way that we glazed the painting underneath with the gloss medium protects it. So just trying to get in here and come up to its edge, which I can do more later, but I can also use the wet paper towel to get rid of anything I don't want in there. But anyway, that's my challenge with acrylics. They're beautiful thing, and the tricky thing is they dry so fast. The cool thing about that is you can do a lot of layers in a day, which is fun if you like building up, which is cool. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 days between layers. The different materials have their magic and what's great about them, or what's challenging about them. Anyway, more interesting. I like that the dark is now showing like some interesting texture, mystery. You know, I mean, if we always knew what was going to predictably happen with life, what's the fun of that? Like, a good movie is usually one that has you on the edge of your seat, wondering what's going to happen, you know, the suspense. And yeah, it's not always easy when a lot of important things are at stake right now. But I have to say, I'm trying to have a vision for the future that is inspiring to me to live into every day. And my art and business mentor just said this is the time where the artists are needed. How can we bring hope and inspiration and joy? That artists are, you know, have an important role. So if we're freaking out, that's not helping. So the best we can to try to show up for each other and ourselves. So that we can be part of, you know, healing and connection and inspiration. So yeah, wet paper towel. See how easy that comes off. So anyway, the collage is smoother, but I don't know, was it more interesting with textures? I think I'm missing what was in there. So I'm basically using these acrylic paints that Art to Life, they create. I think Nick has come up with some really great colors. I have to say, I don't love colors that come straight out of the tube. They're usually not that interesting, and the challenge with acrylics, they dry so fast, it's hard to mix and get interesting colors and have them stay wet enough to work with them. Well, you know, so their set is kind of cool because they've already come up with some, I think Nicholas has made some really cool formulas of colors that are nice. And definitely, I don't know, they were saying the plastic bottles were not available for a while because they were being used for hand sanitizer. So I'm hoping that I'm running out. So I hope that they have gotten their bottle supply back so I can get more. And yeah, the challenge here is it's harder for me to get those smooth, gradated things with acrylic. That I love with the oils, but anyway, we'll do the best we can. And then, I don't know how the acrylics will be happening or the oils will be happening on top, but it's all an experiment. More green, maybe. So these guys are acrylic inks, which are cool because you can do calligraphy with them. And I have also kind of played around with doing wet on wet with them. But they also are helpful to add to this current project just because I have a limited use. I don't have a ton of. So I'm going to do this to try to get this blended, and hopefully it won't destroy my rose altogether. I'll be able to get it out of there, off of it. I think I will. But yeah, quickly. I guess you could also blue tape, you know, if I had blue taped this and carved out of it, but I don't know. I would have need to know where the flower was underneath, which probably couldn't have figured that out. Anyway, I think that's sort of working. That's giving me a an interesting background there. I want to blend some softer colors here, which I'll do. That blue is getting, but I'm also planning to do some oil paint on the rose. So if it does get a blue tint, it won't be the end of the world. There's always the risk of ruining what you have when you add more, but there's also the gift of what comes. And yes, this blue is being stubborn over here. So anyway, I'm gonna go get a Brillo, not a Brillo, but you know the green scrubber in the kitchen. I think it will help me get these blue bits out of there. And then I'm gonna add more softer whites over here and bring up some of the light stuff, because I want there to be a lot of light happening too, and just have this mysterious darker stuff happening back there. So anyway, it's not everything I want it to be, but it's getting closer. All right, I'm gonna sign off for now so I can go find my scrubber and scrub out those blue stripes that are happening on my petals. Anyway, hope you had fun watching that. More later. Bye.